Well, this is the biggest change to the Stonehenge area for nearly 50 years. It was 50 years ago they built a set of wooden huts, the old visitor centre, and that's now been replaced by this. £27 million and 30 years in the making. Let's take a look at what they're offering here. The biggest change lies here. First of all, we've got a cafeteria and a gift shop, something that the old visitor centre never had. They just want the space or the facilities to be able to do it. Here, a brand new ticket office to cater for the million or so visitors who come to Stonehenge every year. And this is what English Heritage are describing as their star attraction. It's the new audio-visual centre. Come inside and we'll see what's happening. What we've got here is exhibitions and exhibits that have never been put on display before. For example, in this room, we've got what they call the projection room, which is an ability to see what Stonehenge looked like all those years ago, 5,000 or so years ago, when it was first built. Well, Julian Richards is an archaeologist and an expert on Stonehenge. Julian, do you think English Heritage have got it right with this new centre?
I think they've got it absolutely right. It's in the right place, and it does what we've always wanted to do, which is to actually be able to explain Stonehenge and the landscape it sits in, and I think most importantly the people who built it and their lives and their beliefs. So yes, they've got it right.
Well, take me further in here. Again, none of this has been on display before, and the old centre is very, very primitive conditions. And here, for the first time, we see some of the things that have been found on the Stonehenge site.
Yes, I think it's important to make sure that this isn't a museum as such, but there are objects here on loan from various local museums which do help to tell that story. And I think it's very important to see some of these, the antler picks that we used to dig the ditches, the stones used to shape the great stones, and also the evidence of the people themselves.
But why do we need this kind of facility when people come to Stonehenge for Stonehenge stones themselves?
I think we'd be failing in our duty if we didn't try and explain to people about what we understand of Stonehenge, what archaeologists told us in terms of when it was built, how it sits in a broader landscape, because it's very easy just to go and see Stonehenge and think it's a pile of stones and that's it. But as you can see on this wall here, it sits in a wonderful landscape full of other sorts of monuments. So it's being able to tell that story that I think is so important.
It's both context and content now. You understand before you get to the stones what you're going to see there.
Yes, and I think that's what, if people come here and they look at this, they will go and see Stonehenge with new eyes. And I think this is what's really important.
Julian Richards, thank you very much indeed. There is a premium to pay for all this extra bit. The ticket prices are nearly doubling, and it opens to the public from Wednesday.